Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 4 of my best tips for tomorrow's racing. Now before we get into them, quickly just want to apologise for not doing a video on today's racing. The reason I didn't do one was because I didn't really fancy too much today, and also as well because of the weather at the moment. There's so many inspections taking place, so I wasn't confident that a lot of the meetings were going to be going ahead. So yeah, that's why I didn't post a video for today's racing. Also as well, I'll just go through my tips on how they performed on Sunday. In the end, it wasn't a bad day for us as we came out with a nap winner. That was Bareback Jack at Musselburgh, who did the job very nicely. Like I said, I've been going on about this horse for quite some time, I'm really excited by him because I do think he could go all the way to the top. And after his win at Musselburgh, I think he still can. I think Aintree is the plan. I would love to see him have a crack in the Supreme at the Cheltenham Festival. I think he's best price at the moment, 25 to 1. He does hold an entry, but I'm not sure Donald McCain will go there. But he did the job nicely in the end. He beat third time Lucky, who has a rating of 144. He probably didn't run up to that rating, but I still think he did the job very nicely. And also as well, the second place horse in there, Tommy's Oscar, he's definitely a horse to keep an eye out for on his future runs. You might remember we put him up as a winning nap when he won a handicap at the course a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, that was quite a nice race, I think, and a lot of people might disagree with that, but I think the first two are really nice horses and they're still on an upward curve, and they're still two horses to keep on side. The other two selections were disappointing. Umdor ran too bad to be true, put a line through him, but yeah, he was very disappointing, and I hold my hands up that one. I got Quilixos definitely run wrong there, so yeah, that was the way Umdor ran an absolute stinker. And then the other horse we put up was Tracy Enniscorthy. In the end, probably just found it too warm for him in the end. Ran well for a long way, but just got tired in the closing stages and drifted back through the field. So yeah, on the whole, it wasn't a bad day on Sunday. We had a nice nap winner, advertised at 9 to 2, but he was well backed. I think he went off 5 to 2 in the end. But yeah, I hope some viewer on him. And yeah, it's not been a bad start to February. We've had quite a few nap winners, and hopefully we can continue the form. So yeah, let's get into the tips then for tomorrow's racing. Now, at the current time of recording, I've got 4 tips for you, but a lot of this video might not be worthwhile because 3 of them are going to be coming from Taunton. I think Taunton might go ahead tomorrow. They said that they are expecting low temperatures, but after the temperatures they had last night, they were if they could have raced today, they would have. They were currently raceable, they said on their Twitter feed, but they are going to be hosting an inspection at 8 AM in the morning. So if it doesn't go ahead and you're watching this after then, obviously you'd want to skip towards the end of this video because I will have my nap at Southwell, which hopefully, fingers crossed, will go ahead. No inspections there, but yeah, like I said, the majority of this video could be a complete waste of time. So let's get into it then. The first tip for tomorrow's race, and if they do get the green light, and we go to Taunton for the 2:13. This is where my next best is going to be coming from here, and that is Kenny George for David Noonan and Sheena West. Now, I put this horse up when he ran at Chepstow, but that was quite a competitive race that day. That was a class 4, and this is going to be a class 5 tomorrow, so it's arguably easier compared to what he's been running in of late. And he showed a bit of form last time when he finished second behind a horse of Anthony Honeyballs called Lily the Pink, and that horse actually had some decent form in the bush. He's been quite progressive of late, and that was not a bad performance by Kenny George. Again, that was in a class 4 handicap, and he was raised £2 by the handicapper for that effort. He's now up to a mark of 100, and arguably his best form had come at Fontwell in the past. But to be fair, he's only a 6-year-old, this horse, and he hasn't had too many goes away from his local tracks like Plumpton and Fontwell, which are local to Sheena West. So I think he's got a good chance in this race tomorrow. And there's not too many horses in here that really potentially scare me. We know he can handle testing conditions as well. He's won on heavy ground before. And I think there was a lot to like about his effort last time out. And I think the sharp nature of Taunton might just suit him tomorrow. So I think that would be another positive in his camp. Also as well, if you go back through some of his form, he was running against the likes of Main Fact for David Pipe, who obviously has now competed at graded level and also went on that impressive winning sequence. But yeah, Kenny George, I think he has quite a few things in his favour tomorrow. You can currently back him at the time recording with Skybet 6 to 1 4 places on offer of them, and I'm going to recommend a 1 point each way selection here. I don't see this horse finishing outside the frame, and I think for win purposes as well, I think he's a good price. So he's going to be my next best of the day. We then, for my long shot of the day, go to the feature race on the card at Somerset in the 3:30. Class 3, staying handicap, over 3 miles. Now, I might be taking a bit of a chance with this one, as the trainer Colin Tizard, until recently, had been in a woeful vein of form. He hadn't had a winner for quite a long time. I think it was nearly like 50 days or something like that, or he had plenty of runners anyway. But yeah, he got his first winner on the board for quite a long time at Wincanton last week with a mare who just got up on the line. However, he also as well had Native River, who was his only runner on Saturday, absolutely dot up in the Cotswold Chase. And they also as well had a few horses place on Thursday. So the yard are coming into a little bit of form now, and there have been glimmers that they have been. And I think as a result, obviously, there's going to be a period, and I think we could be coming up to it, where a lot of their horses are going to be well in because they've been running so poorly and the handicappers eased their marks. And this one that I'm going with here definitely fits into that category, and that's a horse called Rockpoint for Colin Tizard. Harry Cobden's been booked. At the current time of recording, he's 15-2 with bookmakers, best price available, and I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection here as my long shot of the day. Now, Rockpoint, if you go back through his form long enough, when he was running over hurdles, he was a smart hurdler. You know, he actually won a Grade 2 at Cheltenham, where he beat Lisnagar Oscar. In his chase career, he's run okay. The first couple of starts were promising. He's run the majority of all his chase for Matt Cheltenham. He finished 4th behind Mulcahy's Hill of Warren Greatorex. And then also as well, he ran a credible race when he wasn't disgraced against Holstein. You know, he wasn't too far beaten that day. When he was making his seasonal reappearance this year in a novices handicap chase at Newbury, which was, to be fair, a very warm race, he was running off a mark that day of 132. As a result, he blew up quite early, but he ran well for a long way, but just ultimately, I think, needed the run. And as a result, like I said, the handicap has dropped him £4 for that run, so he's now down to a mark of 128, and I think that's a fairly workable mark for him. If you actually look at his pedigree, he's actually a half-brother, I think it is, to Santini. So yeah, he's got a bit of a quirky pedigree maybe, but a classy one as well. But yeah, in a race of this nature, I think Rockpoint might have a bit more to offer, you know, and some of its form from last season was quite encouraging. And in this race, I don't think it's a particularly strong one, and there's not too many in here that scream to me that they're well ahead of their mark, where I think Rockpoint, he could be well in for this race, and I'd be disappointed with the yard coming back to possibly a little bit of form if he didn't show a bold sight. And at 15-2, yeah, I know we might be taking a bit of a chance there, but I'm only going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection. But I just think the Tizard horses are going to be one to maybe keep on side from now on. So that's why he's going to be my long shot of the day. Funnily enough, I'm actually going to be staying with a Tizard horse for the next selection. We go to the 4 o'clock at Taunton with a horse called Amarillo Sky. Now, this horse at the current time of recording is available 3-1 with bookmakers, and again, this is going to be an extra tip, and I'm going to only recommend a 0.5 win-only bet for Harry Cobden and Colin Tizards in the colours of the Romans, who they've done really well with over the years. Been a good owner for them. Elegant Escape, Gentleman John, horses like that just spring to mind. But yeah, this horse Amarillo Sky originally won a point-to-point and has got plenty of stamina in his pedigree, but he's had 2 runs for connections this season, and they both came in some nice novice hurdles, where he finished 4th behind Dusar at Newbury, where he wasn't disgraced, and he finished 4th behind Grade 1 winner Metier for Harry Fry. As a result, he's been given a mark of 117. I think that mark could look very, very tempting, really, to go out there and exploit, you know. And obviously, the Tizard horses weren't in the greatest of form at the time, and if they have turned a corner, like I said, a lot of their horses could be well handicapped. It's just on that theory I'm going tomorrow. Yeah, 3-1, I don't think he's a potentially bad price, and he could be a lot better than these. Again, there's not too many horses in here that jump off the page as real big improvers to me. So yeah, he's going to be my extra tip of the day, but like I said, only small stakes. So I'm going to recommend a 0.5 win bet on the nose. So yeah, that's the tips at Taunton. Now this is for the main bet that hopefully will at least get the green light tomorrow. He'll probably come a non-runner for other reasons, but yeah, this is going to be my nap tomorrow. He runs in the 4:45 at Southwell, the first race on the card there, and I'm going to be going with Muka Magic here for George Rook, Clayman 5, riding for Gay Calloway. Now, this horse at the time recording, you can currently back him at 2-1 at the moment, and I'm going to recommend a 1-point win bet. Now, this horse is a bit of a 5% specialist. All his best form, in fact, has come on this surface, and if you were going back to some of his form last year, he put together quite a few sequences. I think he put a winning sequence together of 3 wins on the bounce with George Rook, funnily enough, aboard, and his last win came over the course and distance off a mark of 75. After that, he was in the handicapper's grip, and I just think when he was racing elsewhere from Seville, it just didn't suit him. But a few times he did run valiantly in quite a few races, so I think he's been a good servant for Gay Callaway. And back to the 5%, I think we'll see a bit more of an improvement. Now, his last run was in a Class 3 handicap over the course and distance, and yes, he was quite well beaten in that, but he bumped into a couple of improvers, including a horse of Mark Johnston's called Notation, who looks like he could be an absolute 5% machine and could have a bit more to come from him. But yeah, I don't think that was, in the grand scheme of things, a bad run, and he's going to be dropping back tomorrow into Class 5, this horse, and he's down to his last winning mark in a grade that he's got a very good record in. I think he's 3 wins from 5 attempts in Class 5, so he's got a good win ratio in this class of race. We know he handles the conditions. George Rook as well, who I don't think's been aboard since he last won on this horse, like I said, is another positive move. There's just a lot of things in this horse's favour tomorrow which just tick all the right boxes for me. I think at 2-1, I think he's a standout bet tomorrow on the 5%, so this is why that horse is going to be my nap of the day. So quickly then, just round through the 4 tips for tomorrow's racing. In the 2:30 at Taunton, if it gets a green light, Kenny George is the next best of the day, 6-1 each way, 6-1, 1 point each way I should say, available 4 places, Skybet. In the 3:30 at Taunton, Rockpoint, 0.5 each way selection, there's the Longshot. In the 4 o'clock at Taunton, an extra tip, Amarillo Sky, 3-1, 0.5, win only bet. And then in the 4:45 at Southwell, the nap of the day, Muka Magic at 2-1, win only bet. So they're the 4 tips for tomorrow's racing. If you're enjoying these videos, please remember to hit the subscribe button for more videos here on my YouTube channel. Also as well, if you're enjoying the videos, I really appreciate all the support. Please remember to hit the thumbs up button too. Also as well, if you want to follow me on social media, the best place to do so is on Twitter, where my handle is @LuckyLoader15. And if you want to find out a little bit more about myself, my website address is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.